In the beginning, I never expected there to be so many testimonies. When I began looking at testimonies in 1984, there was no Shoah Foundation. There were only 300 testimonies at Yale. I said, well, I'll watch all of them. And in fact, I did watch 300. By the time I finished watching 300, there were 1,800. And now there are 4,500. The Shoah Foundation people did, I think, 55,000 interviews. 27,000 are in English. And I'll never be able to watch all of them. Neither will anyone else. So you set up certain limits and you do the best you can with what you can wrap your mind around and your time. We have all these testimonies, and many of them are 4, 5, 6 hours long. I think we need teams of scholars to go through all of these testimonies and to sort them out. There are some, frankly, that are not very interesting for a variety of reasons. Everyone is not articulate in talking about his or her own experience, so that we can sort them out and say these have to be watched and maybe these don't need to be watched. But until that's done, they're just sitting in vaults or wherever, and no one is watching them. If you have a 4-hour testimony, someone has to decide which parts of the testimony are the most important ones to watch and make mini tapes out of the longer tapes to make them more accessible in schools or wherever. That's a huge job. There is an immense value in having the general public exposed to the contents of these testimonies, because if you don't know the history of your time, then it loses its meaning. There is a need, a willingness, a curiosity in people to find out what this was all about. We have to find a way of presenting it to them, easing them into it, so not to frighten them and not to make them hate the people who did it, to make them conscious of what it is to be alive during that time, or what it was to be alive during that time, or your parents to have been alive during that time, because it's part of the educational process. So the future of testimonies right now is in doubt. If no one is watching them, why do we have them?